trim can make all the difference to your home. Karen has brought in some great options for us right now. This is the first thing people see when they come to your home.
Well, you know what, and it's a big decision. There's so many decisions. As everybody knows, I'm doing a big renovation myself.
Yes.
And so one of the things you have to decide is doors, casing, trim, hardware, what color hardware, what style, and there's so many decisions. So what I've done is brought in 3 different styles. These doors and molding are all from Brenlo.
Okay.
And I'm starting off with our more traditional option. So this is what we call a raised panel. So it looks very similar to a shaker, but this panel is actually raised and there's just a little bit more detail. So when you think traditional, think opulence, think warmth. And it's so funny because I actually paired it with this beautiful gold hardware. And a few years ago, we would have said, oh, gold, that's so traditional.
Yeah.
But nowadays, gold is made in insurgents and everybody's using it in all sorts of decor.
Yeah,
so
I think there's also sort of a contemporary feel to that, which is nice.
I feel like you could pair this with anything.
Yeah.
The gold nowadays is a little bit softer. Traditionally, we saw a little bit more sheen, but it's harder to live with the sheen. So a little bit matte is nice, and a knob tends to be more traditional.
Right.
So, and you can see that we've paired it with also a very detailed casing. So, you know, and when you're thinking about baseboards, obviously consider your ceiling height. A lot of people nowadays are doing these 9-foot high ceilings. So baseboards have to grow. So make sure you're considering all of that. And in fact, your doors could grow. So you don't have to do the standard 80-inch. They can be almost anything you want.
Well, you're going to see some options of that. But first, let's take a look at this picture of a traditional door. And trim there, which is nice. It's different.
It is, and one of the things I like about this, you can see there's 2 doors in the scene, but one is a bedroom door, and one would probably be an HVAC or a powder room. And the reason being is they've taken that center section out and added louvers.
Yes.
So the louvers add air circulation. So
Beautiful.
if you have a laundry room, for example, that's perfect.
Yes. Okay, let's take a look at this next one, which is in the most gorgeous color.
Yes.
What are we showing here? What style?
So this is more transitional. So this is what a lot of people are picking these days. They might have an older home, so transitional still works. The grays are so hot right now.
Yes.
And if you notice in the first 2 doors, I've actually done the doors and the casing or all the trim in the same color. So, you know, this could have been in a gray and this could have been more of a trim white, but you don't have to do that.
Yes, it looks bigger when you keep it consistent.
And the nice thing about this is that if you had a nice clean wall, and you can see the wall color we chose works really well with all 3 doors. And in this case, I did the lever, which is a little bit more contemporary, in the black, which is a timeless finish.
Yes.
And if you have kids, the black can be a great choice for you because it doesn't show anything, so it's
Hides it
fantastic.
all.
But you can see there's a little less detail in this door, but it's still really attractive.
Okay, let's take a look at another photo we have of a transitional door. So you can see how this might look in another space. So this is beautiful, and they are tall.
They are tall. So the nice thing about this door, it's still a shaker style, but it's a step shaker. So it's got a little bit more detail because the door is so high, you could imagine you'd have a lot of negative space or a lot of flat panel if you didn't have that extra detail. So also think about that when you're planning your space.
Okay, lovely. And our last happy door.
Isn't it great?
It's so
yes,
happy.
This is obviously our modern door. So we've done this. It's got a little bit of detail, again, because a flat slab often can be just a little boring.
Yes.
So this color is not boring.
No.
We've matched it with this beautiful casing that has that same little detail and even mitered it down at the corner and a very clean, simple lever.
Yes.
And one of the reasons I went with the silver in this situation is black would have looked like a bumblebee and gold would have been fighting. So the silver really works.
That was the right move.
Yes, and we can see a picture of a flat slab door, a beautiful modern contemporary door from True Style, and this one is actually in a wood grain, so it really looks fantastic. It's really the star of the show in this space.
It absolutely is. So you've got a few other products here as well that we want to talk about.
Yes, because the other thing you have to consider is construction, because a lot of those big box doors, they're hollow core, they're basically pressed cardboard, and they feel like it. There's no weight to them. You hear right through them. Like they're, you know, it's really one of the things that you're only going to invest in these doors once, so get great doors.
Yes.
You touch them, you feel them every single day, and they'll make a difference. So when you're looking at construction, this is actually an engineered core. The nice thing about this is that it's like our engineered hardwood. It's dimensionally stable, so it doesn't expand and contract. And this is all recycled wood. And I mean, look at this beautiful walnut.
Lovely.
So if you're doing a flat slab door, having beautiful grain is always a nice thing. You could also do it in beautiful white rift cut oak. And then if you look here, actually we'll do this side, you can see there's a beautiful hardwood edge here too, and really thick and substantial. And these doors have good weight to them.
That's kind of what I like about older houses as well. The doors are good.
Some beautiful
good,
doors.
sturdy doors.
And you can recycle those doors.
You can.
So then you could do a solid wood door. And one of the things about solid wood is wood actually expands and contracts.
Yeah.
So what True Style has done is they've actually added, here you can see it right here, a gasket. I don't know if you can see this right here. It's a little, and it's actually rubber. So the thing about that is, as the panel might expand and contract, sometimes you get that rattle in your door.
Yes.
And so this way, with this little rubber here, you never get that rattle.
Okay.
So these are important things to consider.
Nice.
And the other thing's important is that all MDF isn't created equally.
Okay.
So some MDF is really, so MDF stands for medium density fiberboard. Some of it's really lightweight. So this is actually super hard. And when TruStyle makes their doors, they actually route out each individual piece and apply it. So it's an applied MDF door. It ends up looking so much crisper as opposed to the ones that are just routed as one big panel.
And it feels more solid,
It
right?
is definitely solid, and it's not going to dent like some of the MDF baseboards that we've seen in houses that aren't really MDF.
Good. Go out and treat your doors right, guys. They're not just a side project. They're a part of your decor.